I have talked about the Backrooms movie so many times on this channel with photos of the movie, the trailers. Just I've been really hyped for the movie because I know what the Backrooms is. I've seen almost all of the Kane Parsons series, but I know what the Backrooms is. It was such a popular thing back in the day, and I still think it kind of is, especially with the hype of the movie. People are still making their custom games on it. The Backrooms is such an interesting concept, and for no clip into the Backrooms, which was cool thing about the series. You step forward, what you don't know next is you're just gonna be no clipping into the Backrooms randomly, and then you just walk around this place for hours and hours. You know, it just goes on and on and on. Obviously, you see all these other rooms like the pool rooms and stuff like that, but the Backrooms is such an interesting concept. And just looking at the first photo of it, it wasn't, made on the internet. It was an actual photo that someone took, and then it was a series, and now we have a full feature-length film of the Backrooms. Let me get my thoughts out already. After all this time processing what I've seen and just looking at people's thoughts about it, and even getting some more explanation on the ending, because it did leave me a little bit confused. But when I was coming back home while just thinking about it, I've now fully understand what the ending pretty much means. And let's just talk about the Backrooms. So I guess getting right into it. So spoilers ahead. So the first 10 minutes, it opens up with the Async logo, which is the company in the hazmat suits that have been pretty much keeping an eye on the Backrooms. And with Async being the ones that have cameras in the Backrooms, they go in there to place it and watch for the entities that are in there. I really wish we got more of them. Like, they weren't really too big of a company. Like, Async is something I think will be awesome for a TV series, and I think where they ended off at, which is really interesting because I feel like the ending to the movie was a little bit rushed. I'm not saying it was rushed in like 30 seconds. It definitely took its time, but like, I just think the little montage that we had of it in the end of looking at our real world, like Clark's furniture store now officially in the Backrooms. Our therapist is home in the Backrooms. She's even in there all messed up, like she has her own copy of her. And one thing, and I never really knew this about the Backrooms, I just thought about the no clipping process is, and when people walk in there, their memories of things that they have seen in their past, either past trauma or something like that, is just in that space of the Backrooms. So like I said, like Clark's furniture store is now in the Backrooms. Obviously, that's where the Backrooms was located, and that stuff that Clark goes to every single day is his business. Even, he talks about his ex-wife that he has in the movie. So we see one of those still lifes in there, and they have a wig on them that matches somewhat as his ex-wife that we saw a picture of him and her. So Clark has a lot of memories of his in here, memories of trauma with his ex-wife, or just memories in general. So what I didn't really know about the Backrooms, it's not just no clipping and you stumble upon all these rooms with different stuff in them. It's stuff that you've seen in your life, and that's what the Backrooms is built to basically look like. So I wish we did get more of Async, and I can for sure see them doing a TV series, because just like the YouTube series, Async has always been wanting to put stuff in the Backrooms in the series because of the entities in the Backrooms, like bacteria and stuff like that. They barricade off those sections where they appear so they can start doing projects and programs in there, and they can keep a watch on the Backrooms. So honestly, it's not that big of a topic to talk about right now. They're not really that important because they're not really that important in the film. They show up here and there in the film on their TV, but I think Async is going to be something more important in the second movie. And also, like, just thinking about it now, I think we might be able to get bacteria in the movie. There's so many areas that they still have left to explore. Like, there is so many in the Backrooms universe. Maybe in a sequel or their own TV series, Async is going to be a really important role because of our other entities that we barely ever seen in the movie itself. The thing with Async in the YouTube series is they like to explore. They've explored the Backrooms before in the movie. It is explained by Mark Duplass's character. He said they went into the Backrooms before, and then after that, the therapist, she immediately questions him to get answers from him, saying, "You've been in the Backrooms before. What is this place?" And he just doesn't even answer. So Async is going to be one of the hugest parts for the franchise now heading forward. They even have Captain Clark in there, bandaged all up on his sides and all around his body, looking like they're doing some experience experience on him. But now going away from the acing stuff, so we open up in the movie with one of the hazmat suit guys just stuck in there. He lost all of his guys. He tries running for his life when he accidentally stumbles upon the entity that notices him, hears him, and starts chasing him. He eventually ends up in a room. He tries walking out thinking he's free, and the entity grabs him super quickly and just starts killing him. Then the recording ends. We see one of the acing guys watching over the recording, and then just cuts to our main characters like our therapist and Chua Ejiofor's character of him playing Clark, and Clark talking to our therapist about his past trauma with his ex-wife. That becomes a important part later in the film when they're at this dinner table with our therapist being tied down to a chair. Clark's just talking to her, cuts off one of the still lifes, hair wig off, and puts it on our therapist, doing what they did earlier, role-playing as the ex-wife and Clark. Same thing happens at the dinner table, and out of the shadows, the entity that we finally get revealed in the film is Captain Clark, a copy of Clark in the film. All the memories and stuff happening when characters walk into the backrooms, and their memories become a part of the space of the backrooms. Captain Clark kills Clark, and we see this awesome chase scene with our therapist Mary. Really did like Chua Ejiofor's character of Clark. I really did see him as our main lead, and it did suck. I kind of felt bad of the way he just died right there. Like, obviously this entity is just as mad as Clark. He has some anger in him, so he did not care about killing Clark right there on the spot. And honestly, I just feel bad for Clark because he probably got the most brutal death of the whole film. Even though it's not really shown, you can definitely see he's missing a leg, an arm, and stuff like that. I just wish we got more Clark in the film. I loved every single minute of him, and it just sucks that he's just dead. Like, Chua Ejiofor really did seem like our main character. Now we gotta focus on the therapist. But yeah, so going away from spoilers for probably the rest of the review and going into what I said already, like, I loved all the found footage elements in the movie. Like, they were so sick, and just the long chase scenes again with Chua Ejiofor's character where he sees his friends get killed. That's eventually where we see him walk into the pool room, hearing one of his friends too on another side of the wall telling him to open up a door, which there is no door on the other side of the wall that he's on. And we do see Captain Clark, the entity, grab the camera and just kind of cuts it off. But like, we talked enough with Clark because, you know, he died. I did like Mary, our therapist's backstory. Like, she, growing up as a kid, she was locked up in her house. Like, she did not go out. Her mom had a bit of some mental problems, like Chua Ejiofor's character, and we see later on in a flashback, like, her mom gets taken away from her, just like some of the rest of the people in the hospital with like her. So she's free now, and that's her trauma. That's our therapist's trauma, is just her past with her mom. So I really did like all like the chase scenes in here, the found footage elements. Pacing was a little bit slow at the start because this is a full feature-length film getting into the Backrooms. But honestly, like, I like the Backrooms. It was a good movie. It's just I was wanting more. But like, if I were to give the Backrooms a rating, I think now that I have time to process my thoughts about it, learning more about the ending and stuff, because the ending did leave me confused, and now that I know more about it, I cannot wait for what is next for this franchise. I think the Backrooms now, my rating has changed from a 7 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. It's good. It's not very good. It's not great. It has its flaws. The pacing was a little bit of an issue, but that's not a problem. These are full feature-length films, and I think the second one can be better if they expand more on the acing stuff. Give us a lot of that lore with acing that they have in the YouTube series. Maybe give us some more entities like bacteria, maybe even some more human copies from the real world to the new world. I wonder who our new characters, our new main characters will be in the second film. I did want to see some horror stuff. It really was cool. I did like the entity. Now that I'm more thinking about it, I just wish it was bacteria, because, you know, that is like the first one that we ever seen the Backrooms. But honestly, have you guys checked out Backrooms? Did you guys like it? That's the stuff I just wanted to kind of talk about with spoilers about, like the acing stuff, the Clark death, the entity reveal, like all that stuff. Like the Backrooms franchise, if this does become a franchise, it has potential. I want to see a TV series about acing. If you guys haven't already, if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. I would really appreciate that, because I'm trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the year. I'm actually getting really close to that. I'm about to hit 400. Support me if you guys do want to get, you know, for example, update on the Backrooms franchise. This does become a franchise, because this is going to make a profit. And what do you want to see for the future of this franchise, you know? And I will see you guys in the next one.